This episode of SpongeBob starts off as most others do. SpongeBob and Patrick are doing something stupid. It's getting on Squidward's nerves. You know, the usual stuff. What they're doing is they're playing with reef blowers. What they're doing with them, they're taking parts off of Squidward's house. And of course, this is making him mad. So he asks them to put them back on. So they oblige. In the process of doing that, they completely destroy this man's house, and the only thing that remains is a TV that is conveniently playing an ad to Tentacle Acres, the perfect getaway for people like Squidward. As a kid, I saw Squidward as this grumpy dude that could never have fun, but as I start to get older, I begin to recognize that he's really just the average person. He's an artist that strives for fame and money, and even though he's actually made a bit of cash to get to where he is now, he's tired of the same mundane cycle every single day. He wants something new. He's tired of being associated with the two childish idiots that live outside his home. He wants to be recognized as the person that he thinks he is. I think we often shift our personalities to be the way that people see us as, so we don't get ridiculed. Because we all know that the people who express themselves are often the people who are ridiculed. If you were a person back in elementary school that actually liked reading books that weren't Dog Man or Diary of a Wimpy Kid, bro, you knew you were getting humiliated, bro. That was just the honest truth. I think that's one of the reasons why many people connect to American Psycho. Over 20 years ago, it was seen as a box office failure, but now it's seen as one of the realest movies of all time. Patrick Bateman is a character that has everything that you want. He has the girls, the money, the fame, the cash, the cars, but he's tired of it. He wants something real, and that's something that a lot of people can connect to. As the years go by, the need for social interaction are less needed, but the wants for it increase. Before the pandemic, we were very social, but then after it, people who were social had trouble with adapting again, and people who weren't social at all, well, it really ruined them. We spent an entire year locked indoors, no interactions with anyone. I had plans in the 6th grade to actually better myself and become more social, but after the pandemic hit, none of that happened. All of this brings us back to Squidward. With his clarinet and a piece of his chair in hand, Squidward heads off to start his new life in Tentacle Acres. And as he arrives, everything seems perfect. The houses are the same, the people are the same. In his glee, he bumps into another squid, causing an argument. Everyone also has that same negative attitude as him. Everything seems perfect. Tentacle Acres is filled with everything Squidward wants. They all dance the same, they play the clarinet at 6 o'clock, and there's even canned bread. But after a while, Squidward becomes tired of the same cycle. Everything is too perfect. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is one of the true definitions of insanity. People who see themselves as perfect often put down the other ones who slightly step from the tracks and find their own path. We see this in the final moments of the episode where Squidward finds a reef blower, the same thing that got him into this situation. While having the time of his life, the people of Tentacle Acres ask, why would anyone possibly be so childish? And he responds with, because it's fun. For some reason, people think that they should just get rid of their childlike wonder. They make everything harder on themselves, and I often go through the same thing. For some reason, everyone hates someone who's slightly childish, but we're all childish inside. We were all kids, and it's kind of hard to just completely get rid of something that made you feel so happy. Finally, Squidward is expressing himself, and now that it's out, it's not going back in. He then goes crazy, using the reef blower on everyone in town. We often see this behavior with people who bottle up their emotions and don't express themselves. Without anyone knowing about the issue, they tend to get worse, and when it leaks, it explodes. While all of this is happening, SpongeBob and Patrick have baked a cake for Squidward as an apology so they can get him back. They go around walking up to everyone who looks like Squidward to ask if they're Squidward. The town people have him surrounded. He goes off about how crazy the people of the town are, and they tell him, well, you can't just leave. As a last-ditch effort to escape, Squidward uses the reef blower and blasts back to Bikini Bottom. SpongeBob and Patrick notice him flying in the sky, having the time of his life, and say,
well, we know one thing. It sure isn't that guy.
In my opinion, Squidward is one of the most interesting characters of the show. He isn't the evil guy that we saw him as kids. He's an actual character with an actual personality. The modern episodes of the show aren't as memorable because they lack the character of the early seasons. There were episodes where Squidward is just truly happy at the end. Then there's times where his happiness causes him to blow up. The thing with a SpongeBob episode is everything has to reset at the end. It is an episodic show. At the end of the week, there's going to be a new episode, and it's almost like the last one didn't happen, but your life doesn't have to be like that. If you're tired of going through the same cycle every day, you can change your life. You don't have to be there. If you really wanted to, you can run out into the street butt naked, but you will go to jail for doing that. But I'm saying, you can do it. If you actually made it this far, I want to say thank you, and I hope you take a lesson from this video. You don't have to be like Squidward, but you also don't have to be like SpongeBob. Don't go around destroying people's houses. Carve your own path. As long as you're not hurting anyone or yourself, then that's just fine. Have a good day, have a good night. I don't know how time zones work. And here is season 3 of SpongeBob SquarePants.